Yo, 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 welcome back to your boy, Mr. King K, giving you another dose of that KKTV. I got something for you today. We're actually gonna touch more on the sporty side today, the sportier side of things, rather. And I figured maybe we're just gonna talk about a nice little we're gonna wrap up. We're just gonna summarize the top five leagues. We're gonna talk World Cup. We're gonna see the groups and Nini. Gonna give predictions. We're gonna talk some Ballon d'Or. Let me let me tease you no further. Let's just jump straight into the business. And coming up, obviously, we're just gonna wrap up the top five leagues here. Obviously, we know in the Premier League, Arsenal have indeed won the league. They are 85 points. Second place, Man City 78. United in third with 71. Ever so comfortably there. Erling Haaland is indeed the top scorer with 27. Igor Thiago from Brentford is on 22. And Semenyo is third with 17. On the assists, those are goals, by the way. In terms of assists, my boy Bruno Fernandes there breaking the record with 21. Ryan Check is up there, second place with 12. And Jared Bowen holds 11. Moving on to La Liga, Barcelona have won with 94 points, Madrid are second with 86, and Villarreal hold third place with 72 points. In terms of goals, the Frenchman Kylian Mbappe leads with 25. This guy from Malroca, something like that, because it's Spanish. Vedat Muriqui has 23, and Ante Budimir from Osasuna has 17 goals there. In terms of assists, Yamin Yamal has 11. Some guy from Getafe, Luis Milla has 10, and Ada Güler from Real Madrid holding 9. He actually ties with Fermin Lopez and Pedri, both from Barcelona. All three are on 9 assists. Moving on swiftly to the Bundesliga, Bayern have done the thing as usual, and whoa, 89 points, 122 goals. Jesus Christ. Dortmund are second with 73, and Leipzig are third with 65. In terms of the stats, Harry Kane absolutely smashing in the bangers left, right, and center with 36 goals. This guy from Stuttgart, Dennis Undav, has 19 goals there in second place. And Girassi from Dortmund has 17. Those are the goals. Assists, Michael Olise, the baller boy. I actually think he's had quite a sensational season. He has 20 assists. Ryerson from Dortmund has 14. Is tied with Diaz, with Luis Diaz from Bayern also on 14. And Grimaldo from Leverkusen, and Illich from Berlin, from Union Berlin, and Chabai, Chaibi from Frankfurt, uh, Stuttgart, another player from Stuttgart, Lewelling, are all, and Lima from Bayern are all tied. 9 assists there. Jesus, that's a lot of ties in the Bundesliga. Some names that I've definitely butchered there. But moving on ever so swiftly to Syria, ever so swiftly in the Syria. Inter Milan have won with 87 points. Napoli are second with 76, and Roma are third with 73. In terms of the stats here, Lautaro Martinez is the Golden Boot winner there with 17. A guy called Anastasios Dovikas from Como has 14. It's actually tied with Malen from Roma, is also on 14. Marcus Thuram has 13, And Nico Paz and Rasmus Højlund are tied with 12. To wrap up, in Ligue 1, PSG obviously doing their thing as per usual, 76 points. Lens are second with 70. And Lille, I think this is Lille, no? Yeah, Lille. Lille are third with 61 over on the stat side. Le Paul is first with 20, from Rennes is first with 21. Han Panicelli is from Strasbourg. Ties actually with Mason Greenwood from Marseille, both are on 16. And Balogun from Monaco holds 13. That's to wrap up the top 5 leagues. Let's get into some stories here. Let's get into some stats. Let's get into all things very interesting here. Starting off with, do you know now that obviously Champions League and stuff is done, we're getting ready for that World Cup, a glorious World Cup action. But well, clubs have ended very valuable actually end of this season. And I want to run you through what is the 10 most valuable football clubs in the world as of 2026. This post came out a couple of days ago. And at number 10, we have Tottenham Hotspur at $4.1 billion. Chelsea are second with 4.2 billion. I mean, ninth with $4.2 billion. Arsenal are at $5.4 billion. Manchester City holds seventh at $5.5 billion. Bayern Munich at $5.7 million. Paris Saint-Germain, UCL winners, are at $5.9 billion. And in fourth place are Liverpool at $6.9 billion. And the big team, Manchester United, $7.4 billion. Barcelona only ever so slightly at second place, $7.5 billion. And big boys Real Madrid absolutely holding that number one spot with a decent enough margin. They are at $9.5 billion. Absolutely ridiculous amounts of money there. And here's a little something interesting you may or may not know about the current back-to-back UCL holders. Paris Saint-Germain, I bring you 7 facts you may not know. You may not have known about them. Kylian Mbappe is PSG's all-time top goal scorer with 256 goals. PSG's home ground, the Parc de France, was originally used for cycling before football. PSG was founded in 1970, making them the youngest, or rather one of the youngest, of any of Europe's biggest clubs. Despite their young age, PSG are the most successful club in France with over 58 official titles. Boom. David Beckham ended his playing career at PSG and donated his wages to charity. Big backs there. PSG in 2015-2016 season holds the record for the biggest title winning points margin with 31 in a major European league. 31 point gap. Interesting. 31. Kwani Jamas were sleeping that season or what? PSG were relegated from the French top flight in the 1970s, shortly after being formed. And that wraps up 7 interesting things about PSG right there. Let's move on to a cheeky bit of Ballon d'Or gossip before we wrap up with some World Cup news. I don't know who do you guys think is gonna be Ballon d'Or? Actually, honestly, I think there's a lot of contenders. Let's see who some of them are. Ousmane Dembele, 40 matches, 20 goals, 11 assists, and 4 trophies there. Harry Kane, 51 matches, 61 goals, 7 assists, and 3 trophies. Yamin Lamal, 45 matches, 24 goals, 18 assists, and 2 trophies. This Jama. Karasveshklia. 48 matches, 19 goals, 11 assists, and 4 trophies. Michael Olise, 52 matches, 22 goals, 31 assists, and 3 trophies. Kylian Mbappe, very strong on 44 matches, 42 goals, 7 assists, but unfortunately, ever so unfortunately, 0 trophies. Maybe World Cup might be the one for him this year. Let's find out. Luis Diaz, 51 matches, 26 goals, 23 assists, and 3 trophies. Declan Rice, 55 matches, 5 goals, 11 assists, and 1 trophy. Honestly, I think with such numbers, I think personally Harry Kane has got to do it. Kwanzaa, he's been quite a consistent striker. I feel like his biggest downfall was just, let me not say playing for Spurs, but the fact that he has been very consistent on the goals. I think I saw a stat, if my memory is not wrong. It came up on a flash. I think since 2015, I don't think he's ended a season with less than 20 to 25 goals or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And honestly, with such consistency, I really don't understand how he hasn't won Ballon d'Or yet. Um, England have also just unfortunately not helped. They've bottled quite a few major trophies there. But I feel like if Bayern may have maybe gotten to the final at least, or if at least won the UCL, I definitely think Harry Kane and Michael Olise would definitely be the Ballon d'Or contenders without a doubt. Moving on ever so swiftly to some World Cup action. Italy have actually not qualified yet again. And with that, the last time Italy played in a World Cup, let me tell you some crazy things that have taken place since then. First of all, VAR was not used in football yet. Gianluigi Buffon was still playing football. Yamin Yamal was just 7 years old. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo were 27 and 29 at the time. Barack Obama was still president of the United States. Real Madrid had 10 titles, had 10 UCL titles. Now they have 15. Donnarumma was just 15 years old. Lionel Messi had, in quotes, only 4 Ballon d'Ors at the time. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 17 goals in the Champions League. Very crazy stats there. Yamin Yamal being 7, Donnarumma being 15, VAR not being used in football as a whole was the last time Italy participated in a World Cup is completely insane. Moving on ever so swiftly into some World Cup facts that sound fake but are actually 100% true. Brazil is the only country in history to have played in every FIFA World Cup since the tournament began in 1930. Their 2026 qualification will make it 23 in a row. In 1958, Pele became the youngest player to score in and win a World Cup final, lifting the trophy at just 17 years old. Just Fontane scored 13 goals at the 1958 World Cup, a single tournament record that has stood for 16 World Cups since. The closest anyone has come was Gerd Müller with 10 in 1970. In 1966, a dog named Pickles found the stolen Jules Rimet trophy wrapped in newspaper under a hedge in South London just days before the World Cup was set to begin. What has to be like the most British thing ever, I swear. In 1983, the Jules Rimet Trophy was stolen a second time, this time from the Brazilian Football Confederation in Rio. It has never been recovered and is believed to have been melted down. Hakan Sukur scored the fastest goal in World Cup history in 2002 against South Korea, finding the net after just 11 seconds. Whoa, this guy was running on twin turbo engines. This stat about Giroud is too funny. Olivier Giroud started every match from France's second game onward at the 2018 World Cup and finished the tournament with 0 shots on target. France still won the trophy. That's actually so brazy. My guy is giving peak participation awards there. Spain won the 2010 World Cup with just 8 goals across the entire tournament, the fewest ever scored by a World Cup champion. Lionel Messi took over 7 penalty kicks across just 5 matches at the 2022 World Cup, the most by any player in a single tournament. Cristiano Ronaldo has appeared at the World Cup across 22 matches and has never scored a goal in a knockout stage. Wow, very, very interesting stat to wrap up on. Mr. CR7 hasn't scored a goal in the knockout stage. Wow, that was so interesting now. But as we reach the concluding stages of this segment right here, a series of major new rules ahead of the 2026 World Cup have been approved. Let's run through them real quick. Punishments for teams walking off the pitch in protest. Goalkeepers will no longer be allowed to use tactical timeouts. Checking fouls before the ball enters field of play are to overturn incorrectly awarded corners. 5-second countdowns for throw-ins and goal kicks. Ah, yeah, they've reduced the time to 5 and added for throw-ins now. Okay, they've added 5 seconds only for throw-ins. Red cards for players covering their mouths during confrontation. Confrontations. What? Kwanzaa, that one, red cards for covering mouths. Honestly, I think is the biggest improvement. I don't know why, but for some reason, I've been seeing a lot of maybe almost increase in the racism in the world of football there. I don't know, lots of hateful comments just going in and about around the players to fans to Nini. Let's just keep politics and racism off the pitch. Let's just play the game for the game. Honestly, I think is what I believe in there. Has definitely butchered those names in the in the first half of the EP, but we are not le we unkwaso baguette. Let's breeze through some of these World Cup group stages. For let's look at some of these. Let's look at how this table looks real quick. And then we'll give some predictions later. Group A: Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. I think I'm gonna give South Korea, Mexico first and second place there. In Group B, we have Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, and Switzerland. I think I'm gonna give Switzerland and Canada first and second there. Group C, let's get into Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. I think I'm gonna leave that table the way it stands. Actually, I might just give Brazil and Morocco that first and second place. Group D: USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't know too much about these 4 teams actually, but I think I'm gonna give USA and Australia first and second place there. In Group E, I'm from Germany, Curacao, if I'm saying that right, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. I'm a defo give Germany and Ivory Coast first and second place there. In Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. I'm a defo give Sweden and Japan. Sweden and Japan are interesting nations. I don't know. I know first place is definitely gonna be Netherlands. I think Japan and Sweden might tie on points. It'll go down to goal difference. I don't know. I think I'm just being indecisive, but you know what? No, let me be decisive. I'll give Sweden. I'll give it to Sweden. In Group G, we will give there's Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. I'm a defo give the table stands as it is. Belgium and Egypt are definitely 1 and 2 there. In Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. I think it's definitely gonna be a Spain Uruguay first and second finish there. In Group I, France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway. Uh, that is definitely oh, Senegal. I don't know Senegal. Senegal over Norway. Senegal over Norway. Norway over Senegal. Is Haaland really going to carry? I think Haaland might carry. Okay, actually, only because I like Haaland as a player. I think I'm just gonna have to edge Norway over my fellow African brothers there. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a France Norway 1 and 2 finish there. In Group J, I predict a Argentina, Algeria, Australia, Austria, and Jordan. Definitely Argentina first. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna give my African brothers here. I think Algeria are gonna finish second, with Group K having Portugal, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Definitely Portugal finishing up top with, let me see, some Colombiana make it out of the group stage, finishing with Group L. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. I think is definitely going to be the way it stands, with England and Croatia taking that 1 and 2 spot right about there.